guys, what up? It's Dan from AutoMotivationZ here. I am here, actually at work right now, to bring you another video of some of the tips, tricks, features of my X3M competition. So if you're considering about buying one of these, or if you're looking at one and you're like, well, I don't really know, hopefully this can be of help to you, because it's definitely helped me. So without further ado, we'll get into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to show is adaptive cruise. And this is something that I've shown in the videos before, but I've never really shown it in action. So this is the button right here for adaptive cruise. And we'll zoom way in so you can get it. Take my hand out of there so you can see it. And then we also have the lane keep assist, which is right here. I will show both of those and how to set those. Now this is going to be for the distance, how far away you want to be, and it actually works very well. I usually have mine on 2 because that follows the car close enough, but not super close, but not super far away. And then we'll go through more things like the audio and how to fix that and how to get into that. Obviously I don't have it on right now. Just little things that I've noticed in the car since I've had it for just over 3 months. So here we go. Alright, for the menu buttons, these can be a little tricky. So what I like to do is right here, you just go to the menu. And that brings up your menu here like this, and then go over to my vehicle. And this is the one that's probably most important to everyone, is the M setup. Now when you go in here, you can do one of 4 things. You can configure M1 or configure M2. You have your MX drive, which is going to be 4-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive sport, whatever you feel. When I did my launch control video, I had it in 4-wheel drive sport. Takes off some of the traction control and gives you a more sporty feel. And then the heads-up display, you can have that in M view, which is then going to look like that, and it looks pretty cool. So I usually cruise around in that. So when you go into M1, you can set it up for whatever you like. I have my M1 set up for launch control, so here's what you need to have it in launch control. And I apologize for the glare, kind of right in the sun right here, but you should be able to see that. Going into M2 I just have for normal driving. I have the DSC on, normal 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, whatever you want to say. Sport Plus for the engine, Sport for the chassis, and Comfort steering. As I've said before, you guys, I mean, this steering is, it's just so crazy. It's very firm. You don't really need anything more than comfort on it. I know that I've showed you guys the headlights before, so we got the right here, this bottom button is going to be for the automatic high beams. That's an easy one. I can't really show you right now because obviously it's light out and you can't see it, but I have showed that before, so that shouldn't be anything new. One thing that I just recently learned, so the sunroof. You got this button right here that opens the sunroof. So you see, we're just kind of cracked open like that. If you press back, it opens it up. You'll hear it open up. Now you see how it stops right there? If you press this button again back, it goes back a little bit further, another inch or so. I thought that was pretty cool. I learned that on the BMW forums. Thank you to whoever submitted that to me. That was good to know. Another thing, and I'll have to open the door for this, and forgive my dirtiness of the car, but there's this little cubby right here, and I like to store my sunglasses in there. They fit perfectly in there, really well. I mean, it's like it was made for it. So you have a little cubby right there. Don't forget that if you buy one of these. And then just some cool touches. You have the little X on the thing there, and then on the door panel as well. Now we're going to go for the driving portion of this, and we will show you the adaptive cruise and how it works, and the lane keep. So both of these right here, and I'll show you how they work. Alrighty guys, we're driving on the road, and I'm about to show you how this works. So we have the adaptive cruise first, which is the easiest, and I'll show you here what that looks like. So when I hit the adaptive cruise, see that little car pop up there? That means there's a car in front of me, and then you select the distance of where you want to go. So if you want to be closer, you have less buttons. You know what I'm talking about. did that because I have to show you this. So now when I hit that button, you see the green little steering wheel, and then it pops up. Now watch the steering wheel. Steering wheel's moving, see? Like, we'll go like that, and then it tells you to grab it. But see, it'll automatically go through, and I'll grab it, and I'll show you here on a corner. So here's the corner coming up, and you see the car, and it moves the steering wheel accordingly. And of course it tells you to keep grabbing the steering wheel because it doesn't want you to move. But you have to have those little green bars there or it won't work. So it's very important to note, if those green bars aren't there, it's not active and it's not sensing, you know, on the road where you're going. So some of the tips that I've really focused in on are pretty easy things. I mean, if you don't know how to use the infotainment or anything like that, it is difficult. I mean, coming from an Audi, it's completely different. All the infotainment stuff was different. All of the radio controls were different. The iDrive was kind of similar to what the Audi had, but it was still different. Gesture control, which I've showed in many of my videos before, about how to change channels, how to, you know, turn the volume up, things like that. Those are relatively easy, and they're explained very well when you actually use them on the system. So, for example, if you turn the volume knob, and I'm not going to do it because I'm driving right now, but if you turn the volume knob, it'll show you the gesture that you need to do to turn the volume, which is kind of like circling a little O for the in the camera range there. Knowing how to use the sunroof is pretty easy, you would think, but when I first got this car, I thought the sunroof could only open up and close and not slide back. I don't know why I thought that, but I just didn't know any better. So that's important to note too, that the sunroof does fully open, it does fully extend, and if you hit the button again, it fully extends just a little bit more, about another inch. As far as the back seats have a lever, and I'll show you the lever here when I get done driving, but it has a lever where you can recline the back seats. So here's the button to fold the seat. You see how the seat went up like that? Doesn't move. That actually pops it in. But if you lean it back like that, see how that's leaned back now? So you can lean back probably a good 2 inches almost. Yeah, works pretty well. Very cool feature. If you need a little bit more space, I have them reclined right now just because when people get in, they usually want more space. So that's usually something that is good to do. And then, like I showed you the little cubby for my sunglasses. I mean, you guys, there is a decent amount of space in this car. Trunk space, storage space, even the center console has pretty good space. So if you're thinking about getting this car, things that you should know. Now, you've probably seen this in my videos before where I talk about the gas mileage. The gas mileage, yes, it's not great. The best I've gotten so far is 23.1. And I think the worst is about 17.7 or somewhere along the lines of that. So it's not great, but it's not like TRX bad. I mean, it's not terrible. You could go on a road trip in this and you could probably do 350 to 400 miles on a tank pretty easily. You have to burn premium, which is understandable, but yeah. So you'll notice that you'll hear the car slow down a little bit in front of me. You can see this guy, it'll follow him at a pace that I selected. So number 2, this is the following distance for number 2. And then if I was to go to number 1, it would go up closer. If I was to go back to number 4, it would pace it back quite a bit, probably twice as much as this. So you can really have awesome functionality of what you want to do, where you want to be. I feel like this is a pretty safe distance, so I usually just leave it at 2. I did that with my RS3 as well. I feel like the furthest one out is a little bit too aggressive. It's too far. I don't need to follow people at 400 yards or something like that. But I feel like this is a pretty good distance, so I usually keep it at number 2. Knowing how to do certain things in this car is another thing that I really did not know. Number 1 is the jack points in this car, and I have a video coming up with that when I put my summer tires back on, which I'll show you when I put my summer tires on. But the jack points in this car are very weird. They're not like a traditional car. So you have like a plastic block, and that is where you put the jack. Now a lot of people will put like a block of wood or something if they have just a metal face jack, and it'll kind of soften the blow of, you know, you don't want to completely crunch the thing. But I have a rubber pad on mine, so it should be fine. But you basically have one in the front underneath the front 2 wheels, and then you have 2 in the back. You have 1 jack point on each side. So actually a little bit easier than the RS3, because I can get 2 wheels on one out of, edit that out, sorry. I can get 2 wheels out of one side jacking up, basically, because you jack it up in the center. Other things that I've noticed about this car that I just really can't really get over. You'll hear the exhaust. You can hear the exhaust pretty decent from 1500 to 2000 RPMs in this car. The cold starts sound really good, but it goes away after, you know, the car warms up just a little bit. That initial cold start when it's dumping all the fuel in there, it sounds really good. I wish it sounded like that all the time, but it just doesn't. I mean, this is race exhaust, and it's still, for me, not loud enough at all. So if you guys want really, really, really loud exhaust on this, AWE is making their track exhaust for this, and it is something that is due to be done, I think, this fall. I emailed them just because I had AWE track exhaust on my RS3. I really, really liked it. I loved it, you guys. Loud and proud, like a car should be. And it just, every time, anywhere you were, you put your foot on the gas, and it made you smile. This isn't terrible, but I just don't think it's loud enough for me. Now, I know you can get a different mid pipe, and that can increase it a little bit, make it more raspy. I don't know, I'd rather just cut the muffler portions off of this and just have a straight pipe, and not even really use the factory valves, because, as you know, I hate factory valves. Valved exhaust is trash. I will always say that. I think it's stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever invented, other than when you have a really loud car and you're cold starting it like in the morning at like 3 in the morning. Then it's good. That's the only time in my RS3 that I really, really wished that I could use the valves. But other than that, you know, you leave quick, you get on the road, and it's really not even that bad. Alright guys, sorry, the wife called me, so I had to sign off for a second. But trying to give you a good representation of what the exhaust sounds like when you're just cruising. So it does have a little bit of drone, and I will say a little bit because the RS3 was horrendous. But I like that. I like the drone. I liked how it sounded. I wanted it loud all the time. This, around 1500 to 2000 RPMs, you can hear it. I mean, I can tell that I have exhaust on this right now. And I'll shut up so you can hear it. You can see it kind of back off a little bit, and then it'll go back when we get down on the down part of the hill. So there is some drone with this. If you're looking at getting a Remus exhaust, I believe with the carbon tips, it's around, I'd like to say $4,500. If you want a little bit more sound than your stock exhaust, I agree 100%. It is better than the stock exhaust. 100% better. If you are like me though, and you like really loud exhaust, you might want to wait for the AWE track exhaust, guys, because If it's straight piped like my RS3 was, it will be considerably louder. I don't know how well that's going to fare for my neighbors, or how loud it's even going to sound. I don't know. I'm kind of at a crossroads. You know, do I take this exhaust off and sell it once the AWE comes out? I don't know. We'll see what happens. And we'll see how much it costs. So guys, with that, I definitely appreciate all the subscriptions, all the comments, all the views, all the likes, all the dislikes. Please like my videos if you watch them. If you're watching it to the end, comment down below AutoMotivations, and then say whatever you want to say. I appreciate people watching the videos all the way through. I really, really do want to grow this channel. I want to give you guys the content that you want to see, and if you want to see anything, definitely let me know. Put it in the description below, and I will try my best to make sure I can make that happen. Like car reviews, if you want to see a certain car, let me know. Doesn't hurt to say, hey, I want to see a GMC Canyon, or I want to see a Chevy Impala, you know, stuff like that. If you want to see it, I will go get it. Dirty pig of a car. Time to go to the car wash. What do you think, huh?
Hi, welcome to our car wash. Please enter your code on the keypad or insert cash. Can we authorize your... Please select fast
Of
or
course,
touch
you always do touch
now.
free.
Thank you.
Dirty no more. I like quick trip car washes. They're awesome. And they actually work, other than, well, any of the other ones I've ever been to. Oh, got music on. That's no good. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. FYI, my sister-in-law gets me these gift cards for Christmas and birthday, and they are very much appreciated, because I do like me a clean car. So Lisa, if you're watching, thank you very much. I think it did a pretty dang good job. What do you guys think, huh? Nice and clean. Now we just gotta clean the inside. Alright guys, you got to hear what it sounds like from a dig. We'll put it in manual mode. And we'll see how it goes. This is of course inside the car. Man, I swear this thing is an absolute rocket ship. Damn. That was nice. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I hope you guys are gearing up to have an awesome Easter. Easter's coming up here in just a few weeks. So, take it easy, you guys. Have fun. See ya. Bye.